Greetings, community. My name is Tyson Amir. I'm the author of the books Black Boy Poems, the Black Boy Poems Curriculum, and something that we're going to be talking about today. I am the author of the Building Leaders and Activists with Collective Knowledge program journal. And this is the newest addition to something that my company, Freedom Soul Media Education Initiatives, has been offering, which is the Black program. So the Black program, we've been in schools and school districts for at least the past 4, maybe 5 years now, providing the deepest, dopest, revolutionary, culturally relevant, immersive experience that is rooted in the Black tradition. And so we made the foundation of the Black program a piece of knowledge from one of our ancestors, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, who said, "A people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots." So again, the program is called Black, Building Leaders and Activists with Collective Knowledge. In our Black program sessions, oftentimes in our intro session, I'll talk to the students or I'll talk to the community members who are present, and I'll ask them questions such as, how much did you learn about Black history and culture in your school experience? So some people might raise their hands, or I might ask the question in this way where I'll say, raise your hand if you felt like you learned a lot about Black history and culture in your school experience. Oftentimes, very few, if any, hands go up. And I'll have people look around the room. And then I'll be like, what were the things that you did learn about? And be like, oh, we were taught about slavery. And then how were you taught about it? They'll say some stuff about that. We were taught about Dr. King, Civil Rights Movement, and it may be like President Obama or something like that, right? Those are usually the bits and pieces that are part of the curriculum experience for students or for community members. And so I bring them back to that knowledge that we were just talking about from the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. A people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. From that, like from your own experience, this is not me putting words in your mouth. You've said that you didn't learn much, if any, about Black history, about Black culture, and the origin of Black people. So in our school experience, we have a curriculum that is changing us or trying to turn us into trees without roots. That's problematic. And then we'll talk about it in this way too, where I'll be like, okay, if you completed all of your school study, maybe you started in kindergarten and you went grades 1 through 12, what happens at the end of that education journey? They put a certificate in your hand, and that certificate is supposed to represent the fact that you have been educated, a diploma, a certificate of education. But in that entire experience, you haven't learned or been taught anything about yourself. What type of education is that? You've learned about some other folks or some romanticized perspectives and views that people have of themselves and their history and their culture and their tradition. But you haven't been taught anything about yourself. But in the state of California, in the country known as the United States of America, this passes as an education for all students, especially for Black students, to not be rooted in an understanding of who they are. It's a problem. So for some of us, when we see a problem, we decide to allow the problem to persist. Some of us might have thoughts about, oh, we want that to change. And then some of us take on the responsibility to do something about those problems. And I'm thankful to be from a community of people who have taken that latter path and have said, we're going to change these conditions for ourselves and for our community and for our people. So in many ways, that's what the Black program represents. And so bringing it into communities has been transformational. I'll show you a list of students, and not just like a list of students on paper. Like, you'll get a chance to interact with folks over the course of the time that you stay following what we do, or you stay connected to what we do, where students will say, I've learned more about myself, I've learned more about Black history and culture, I've learned more about history in general in our Black program sessions than I have in my entire school career. That's what it's supposed to be. Learn about yourself, learn about the world, learn about the people of the world, and allow that information to empower you to be your best self, and then to show up and stand up for your people, stand up for your community in this day and time that we live in. That's what the Black program is about.